Hey, good Saturday morning, everybody. On this December 17th, I'm Chris Allen here on the SAM channel, which is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Good morning. It is a chilly morning. Temperature is starting out in the 20s and a few 30s here and there. We've had a few clouds just kind of stream by. We noticed that toward sunset yesterday afternoon, and even a little bit of snow flurry activity. That's what you're seeing moving about on radar this morning off to the north. And yesterday I said that some of you that live north of Bowling Green might see a passing flurry. Had some reports of flurries up around Breckenridge County and Hardin County. It wasn't much. It was just kind of a snowflake here and there, just kind of that was it. And not even measurable. Where you're seeing some of that measurable snow, and it's still very light, is once you get north of, say, Cincinnati, Newport, Covington area. You can see this front down to the south and east of us, and another one of those little pieces of energy that I've talked about, those little shortwave troughs coming in from the west. So from time to time, even though you're going to see sunshine today, you'll see clouds at times. And some of you, again, especially north of Bowling Green, could even get maybe just a passing snow flurry. It'll just come down, won't even stick. It's not a big deal, but enough to talk about and enough to mention in the forecast. But here in southern Kentucky, it's just going to be an increase in clouds, but we're bracing ourselves for the most part for the cold that's coming. And you know it's coming. And I can show you the 10-day forecast here, as I always do. And the last few days have been just like, really? That's what's coming? And here it is again. When you start to see some of those purple hues on there, as I coined it a couple of days ago, cussable cold. It is cussable cold because you want to say some things about just how cold that's going to be and how it's going to feel. And right before Christmas and during the Christmas holiday as well. So we go maybe 40, 41, 42 today, then colder tomorrow as another one of those pieces of energy fly by. That'll bring us down even more. It's going to be breezy today too, so it's going to make it feel like the wind chill factor is going to feel like it's in the 20s today, maybe even the teens for some of you. So just brace yourself today. 36 tomorrow, then back to 41 on Monday. Then we start to moderate a little into the mid 40s, but that's still below average. We should be about 49, 50 for a high temperature. You don't see that anywhere on that scale, on that graph for the next 10 days at all. In fact, well below average. And Thursday is going to be the day. Thursday is going to be the day that we just hit rock bottom. After that front comes through on Thursday with a little bit of, we think, some light snow, then the bottom, it just falls out. Look at that low of 8. 8 by Friday morning, 5 by Saturday morning, which is Christmas Eve. And possibly with a little covering of snow on the ground. It's too soon to still say just how much, but it's in the forecast. And then we try to moderate back into the 30s with lows in the teens for Monday, Tuesday of next week as we get ready for New Year's. I told you. I mean, the models are just, they're like, they've got a grip on this thing and they're not letting go. And once the cold gets here, like that kind of cold, it's not going to let go anytime soon. So we're going to have to contend with several days of that kind of cold here in southern Kentucky. So don't say I didn't warn you. It's to me, it's not so much about whatever amount of snow we get. It's more about the potential impact that that kind of cold can have on us and water pipes and car batteries and heat and all of that. Um, it's pretty significant. I just want to forewarn you. I know everybody wants to focus on the snow, but the snow is the least of our concerns. It's everything else that comes from that kind of extreme cold, which we haven't had in years around here. So, yeah, nothing's changed in that regard. It's still coming. This morning, it is colder. You can see that everybody pretty much in the 20s and 30s all across the state of Kentucky this morning. Nobody is escaping the cold. There's no part of this part of the state warm, this part of the state cold. Everybody is pretty even with temperatures on this Saturday morning. So if you're going out this morning, you're going to need plenty of time to warm up the vehicle and have yourself some coffee and some hot chocolate, whatever will get you warmed up. All right, not a lot of warmth going on here as we look at the predicted temperatures starting out, as I mentioned, and as I just showed you in the 20s. Let's go step by step, hour by hour, as we go into the day. Let's see how warm we're going to get. That's it. Told you. Maybe low 40s. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we landed at 41 or 42, but I don't think we're going to get any warmer than that. Even Nashville, 43, 44. You see the colder air off to the northwest of us, where today's highs are only going to be in the 30s up there in southern Illinois. You know, here maybe 38, 39, 40. You see as the numbers change as I move location around the map. So not much going on as far as temperature today. Let's check out tonight. It will be cold, back into the 20s, back lower 20s. This morning we're upper 20s, tonight lower 20s. This is not the extreme cold. This is just a small taste, the very beginning of what's to come. So as we go into the lows tonight, 23, 24, 23, 22, you get the idea here. It's everybody's going to generally be in the low 20s. Okay. Now let's take it a step further, go to tomorrow. Here we go into the day tomorrow. Much colder than today because every one of those little impulses, those little shortwave troughs that swing down from that low over the Great Lakes, each time one passes, it brings in much colder air, just reinforces the colder air. So tomorrow, the high is only going to be 30s, mid 30s, maybe upper 30s for some, closer to Nashville and the Tennessee border. Yeah, there could be a 34, 35, 36. Yeah. But then you get up here toward E-Town. Freezing. You're not going to get above freezing tomorrow. From E-Town north. It's just, yeah. Even though the sun will be out. That's the thing. The sun is not going to help us warm up. We've got a westerly fetch here, a west wind. Today will be biting at times. Tomorrow, relaxing some, but it's just not going to warm up that much. Sorry, folks. We are just about into the official beginning of winter, which happens on the 20th. We're just about there. Okay, let's take a look at the surface map now and get you through the next 7 days, and I can show you the progression of all these systems coming in and the potential bitter cold. So here's our setup today with the low to the south, and then this spinning low that's by itself over the Great Lakes, which has been the cause. It was the cause of the severe weather and the tornadoes south of us 2 or 3 days ago now. and it's still there. It brought us a lot of rain, but now it's just these little pieces of energy that continue to come through. And one by one, they may touch off a flurry. You see there? Maybe north of us again, a passing flurry. It's not going to be that big of a deal. A dusting maybe as you get into Indiana, Ohio, north of the river this afternoon. Maybe this evening, here comes another piece of energy. One of those little shortwave troughs, little disturbance. Yeah, it moves on as we get into Sunday. And here we go into Sunday night, into Monday. Now, some of the models want to try to bring some of this to the west of us into western Kentucky, maybe even close to Bowling Green, but it's sort of there's not a, let's say, confidence is not very high that that's going to materialize. It's just maybe going to stay back here because this high pressure is fairly strong, and I think it's just going to eat away at some of that moisture once it tries to work its way into our area. And then by Tuesday, here comes the first cold front that is going to bring us yet another piece of Arctic air, but the really, really polar, extreme cold is going to wait until the front that comes in on Thursday. So here we are into Wednesday. You can see all the snow predicted for the northern plains and the Rockies, the system out west. And here we go from Wednesday into Thursday. Boom. Now you see here, not only do you see the cold, but all that blue is snow. Now, before you start to panic or go, woohoo, let me just say that I have to be the one that says okay, there's snow in the forecast, but thinking that it's going to be like White Christmas, let's just back it off. It's possible. Okay. I'm saying it's possible. It's certainly going to be cold enough, but for us to think that this snow is still going to be on the ground into Christmas, here's Friday. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. Wind chills are going to be in the single digits, maybe even below zero. Maybe even below zero. As we get into Friday, Saturday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, yeah, it's still possible that we could end up with a white Christmas, but I'm not going to say, yeah, it's a sure bet because it's not. Okay. But everything is starting to piece by piece. It's almost like a puzzle. It's starting to come together. This piece fits here and this piece fits here. And then all of a sudden you start to see the bigger picture, and then it gets bigger and bigger. And then you get more confident and you start to see that things are kind of falling in line. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean it is going to happen. Not yet. I'm not truly confident that it's going to happen. I know the cold is going to happen, regardless of how much or how little snow we get. It is going to be drastically cold, bitterly cold. If you have animals outside, if you're a farmer and you've got cattle, you've got horses, you've got any kind of animal outdoors, you should be making preparations right now and in the next few days of that extreme cold that is going to come. And like I said, it could have an effect on a lot of other things, from car batteries to your heat source to, pipes freezing, all that. So I don't want you to be caught off guard here and focus so much on snow when we should be focusing on, yeah, but what else is this code going to affect? And needless to say, ourselves and anybody else, pets and all that. It's it's cold. It's going to be cold enough that some of us haven't been used to that kind of cold in years. So that's what I'm trying. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to say, I hope you're prepared for that. Okay. That'll do it for this Saturday, December 17th. Thank you for watching as always. I'll be back here tomorrow morning around the same time, just about 5 or 6 a.m., and with another update. We'll see what things look like then. In the meantime, God bless you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.